Easy guys, Dom here from CDG. So in this video I'm just going to be sharing a few of my controller settings in the game Ready or Not on the PS5. These are settings that I've changed that have really enhanced the overall experience for me personally. Just a quick disclaimer, everyone's different, you might not like these settings, but give them a try because you never know, they could really work well for you. One of the first settings that I actually changed in the game, when you go into the options and then go along to the controller section by pressing R1, is the adaptive triggers. Now you can have adaptive triggers to use what's called a canted alternative. So canted aiming is when you turn your weapon to the side to be able to get a better field of view when using things like a laser pointer as an example. At the moment, as standard, when you press that aim trigger, the L2 trigger, very lightly, it will automatically go into canted aim first before then pressing the aim trigger right down to go into aim down sights. Now, I personally didn't like that because sometimes I wasn't actually pressing my trigger hard enough for me to be able to aim down my sights, and it was going into canted and I was getting shot at by enemies that were quite far away from me. And you know, canted is great for close quarters, but not very good for those long distance shots. So I basically switched that off, and then what you can do is you can then just use the directional pad. So when you're aiming, you can then press up on the directional pad to just change to canted. So there is another alternative option for you not to have that bound to your adaptive triggers. Now I've still kept the main adaptive triggers on, so they still feel a little stiff when I'm aiming and shooting, which I kind of like, but actually having that canted alternative off on the adaptive triggers. So staying within the controller section of the options, we're just scrolling across to item and command wheel now with R2, and to be honest with you, these three settings, changing these made the biggest improvement. The first one that I changed was command menu type to list. And what this does now is when you're playing with the AI teammates in single player, when you now issue a command by pressing and holding down the R1 button, you can now use a list the same as you do on PC to issue commands. Much easier, in my opinion. I have done a whole video on that, so just check that out if you want. I'll link it in the end screen of this video. The next one I changed was item and command wheel confirmation, which I changed to stick, because this is the one I think that was causing issues for me. When I'm pressing and holding down on the L1 to be able to bring up my tactical list, you now just have to use the thumbstick, and once you've chosen the last item, it will automatically just do it for you, rather than you having to release the trigger to be able to confirm the item you want to use, which again could actually work better for you if you want to keep the radial wheel for AI commands rather than using the list. So that's something you might want to change. You don't like the list, but you like the command wheel, but it's just not working for you. And then last but not least in this section, item and command wheel navigation, I switched from left thumbstick to right thumbstick because pressing and holding down on the L1 trigger and then trying to use my left thumb as well just felt really weird. It's nice to use my right thumb and left hand pressing and holding the L1 trigger. Again, try it out guys, see what you think. All these settings can just be reset within the menu itself if you change them and you don't like them, just by pressing and holding down on the triangle button at any time when you're on the specific tab of what you've changed. And then last but not least, something that might help you when you're playing with friends is enable show compass in the HUD section. What this is now going to do is it's going to show this little compass above your character's icon in the bottom left hand corner, you know, where you can see where your body is taking damage. You've now got this compass and you're able to call out which direction you've maybe spotted an enemy or where you can hear something coming from to your teammates when you're using comms. You can say, yeah, there's an enemy to the north or west or whatever. And as long as they've got their compass enabled as well, it's going to give them a better idea of the direction, and that could really help. Hopefully some of these tips have helped, and if they have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also share the video with other friends that are playing this game if you find that it might help them. So I'll catch you guys on another video, and thanks for watching.